All right. So this is me testing StreamYard. Messy action is something that I truly believe in, right? So I don't know if this is going to go well. I don't know much about this. I don't like to spend too much time researching things and then taking action. So I'm going to test it out. I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to see the comments. I'll be opening up the other platforms to see what I can see. I'm going to serve this. I'm going to kind of treat this as a Q&A. So if you have any questions, type them in the comments. I'm going to do my best to try and see them. If you can see this, do me a favor and click the like or give me a thumbs up. I want to know if this is working. Again, this is my first time testing StreamYard, and it's streaming on Facebook, Vet Tribe, on the Savage Squad, on my profile, on YouTube, and on Instagram. So hopefully this is working. I gotta test some stuff out, so bear with me. Again, this is my first time testing it out, so hopefully it's working. Hopefully it's working. I don't know if it is, but I'm hoping for the best here. Can you guys see me? Hey, Mo, I see that you're on there. Can you see me, Mo, and can you hear me? Hopefully this is working. Again, this is the first time testing StreamYard. This is a new feature, and hopefully it's working. Happy New Year, brother. Yes, I can. That's great. I'm happy to hear that. For some reason on my end, I'm not seeing myself, but let's try again. All right, beautiful. All right, here we go. All right, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome to my first StreamYard Live. This should be going live on most of my platforms. And I'm going to talk about how you need to envision the year you want to have. One of the things that we are very good at is looking at all the negatives, right? So we're very good at coming up with a list of the things that are bad in our life, right? So this is something that I learned from Alex Hormozy, and he talks about it. He learned it from Charles Munger, who just passed away this last year. And the thing that he says is that if you want to create the best life for yourself, if you want to create the best business, the best outcomes, you need to reverse engineer the negatives in life. So if you had to make a list of how do I make sure my business fails, you list out all the things that you should do. Number one, be inconsistent. Don't message any of my clients. Make sure that I don't follow up with leads, and we'll use those three as an example. So if I know that in order for me to fail at my business, I need to be inconsistent, not message my clients, and not follow up with leads, reverse engineer it. Because it's very easy for us to come up with a list of things that we should not do, right? Reverse engineer it. So if I want my business to succeed, I need to be very consistent. I need to message my clients on a consistent basis and have a good communication style with them where they feel they can reach out to me and I can reach out to them. And I need to follow up with leads all the time, right? So it's reverse engineering. So if you want to have the worst year ever, what would that look like? Type them below in the comments. What are some of the things that you would do to make sure you had the worst year ever? Now, for me, I would say if I want to make sure I have the worst year ever, I would stop working out. I would spend money frivolously. I would make sure that I'm not consistent with anything that I choose to do. Oh, you might hear an echo now. Hold on, I would make sure that I'm not. How do I turn this audio off? All right, we go. All right, cool. So I would spend money frivolously. I would make sure that I am not consistent with my workouts. I would make sure that I don't communicate with the people that are important to me in my life, right? And no, that's a small list. There's a longer list that we can come up with but you have to reverse engineer it. So if you want to have the best year ever, you would make sure that you don't spend money frivolously and you're very, very in tune with where every single penny of yours goes. You would make sure that you work out consistently and actually have a workout plan that you follow. You would make sure that you're eating nutritiously, because if the reverse of that is just eat trash food all the time and not have a plan of what you're going to eat, the reverse of that is make sure that you have a consistent plan of what you're going to eat and follow it religiously. If I want to have the worst year ever, I wouldn't plan anything. I would just live life as it comes and I would just let it happen, right? I would be like a hot air balloon just flying through the sky. The reverse of that is being a freaking fighter jet, being deliberate, planning everything out, knowing exactly what my quarter is going to look like. You don't have to plan in days, you have to plan in decades. So the smaller version of that, when you zoom out a little bit, you're looking at planning out your life. When you zoom in, you're looking at planning out your year. Zoom in a little bit more, plan out your quarter. Don't treat your year as a day to day or a week by week or even a month to month. Think about what the next 3 months of your life will look like. When you have an idea of what they will look like, you can plan out everything accordingly. It's better to make sure that you know what your February and your March are going to look like, because that way your January, you can use it to make sure you stay in momentum for the following months. Made sense? All right, so I'm going to be a little bit slow with this. I want to make sure that I'm catching up on everything. It looks like my feed froze on Instagram. Again, this is the first time I'm trying this out, so bear with me. A lot of different platforms here, so I'm trying to manage them all. All right, let's see. All right, so Facebook. Oh, let me turn this audio down. All right, Facebook is working. YouTube is working. Instagram seems to have paused on me. I'm not sure if it's still working or not, but that's the concept. Understanding that if you want to have the best year ever, think of what your worst year would look like and then reverse engineer it. And again, you can start with a list, because that's the best way to do it. When you have a list of what are some of the things you would do to make sure you have the worst year ever, gives you an idea of what you can do to reverse engineer it and think about how you can have the best year ever. Made sense? All right. All right. I'm just checking up all the feeds. All right, so I'm trying to make sure that, again, this is my first time trying this. Bear with me. I appreciate you being here. I know you could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that very much. So I'll come back to the topic here in a minute. I'm getting everything up. So for those of you that are at home watching, this is what it looks like on my end, right? So I have my screen. I'm trying to make sure that everything is up and running. And this is my moment of clarity. This is me doing my very best to make sure that I'm honest and consistent, because it's important to me. Here in a minute. Oh, hold on, let me turn this audio down. So for those of you that are at home watching, this is what it looks like on my end, right? So I have my screen. No idea how to mute this one. I'm trying to make sure that everything is up and running. And this is my moment of clarity. This is me doing my very best to make sure that I'm honest and consistent. All right. I'm going to have to turn off the Instagram one because I can't mute that audio. All right. You know what? I could turn that Instagram on my, this is some next level stuff right here. This is very complicated. But thank you for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm trying to make sure I can see everyone's comments. I'm going to go into my groups. All right, beautiful. So it's working on most ends. I can see, all right, I can see Facebook. I can see Instagram. I can see YouTube. YouTube is catching up. And I think Instagram went away. All right, anyway, getting back to it. So I posted something the other day on my Facebook, and I'm going to read what I posted because I want to be very specific, right? So I posted something on Facebook the other day. Yes, I posted it last night, and it received some controversial opinions back. So I posted... All right, so I posted, your ability to cut off and self-isolate is not a skill you should be proud of. It's rooted in thinking you have no one to depend on. Change your mindset, you're holding yourself back. And a lot of the comments that I received back from people were people saying that they'd rather be a lone wolf, that they don't need anybody, that the military taught them to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, that they decided a long time ago that they would rather do everything on their own and that they have no problem with cutting people off of their life. Now, don't get me wrong. You should definitely be very selective with who you have in your life, who you have in your environment, who you choose to have around you, because who you have around you, who you decide to have with you in your life is a direct reflection of the decisions you make and the choices that you make and who you are. But the flip side of that is understanding that when you react emotionally, when you cut people off because they say something that you don't like, because they do something that you feel hurts your feelings, you're not giving yourself room to grow. You're not giving yourself the ability to dissect and respond logically to what was said to you, what was done, what is the situation, and what do you have to do about it? What is your part in that situation? An argument with your father, an argument with your wife, a disagreement at work, and you just say, screw that person. I don't need them. I don't need my boss. I don't need my coworker. I don't need my sister. F them. You're setting up this wall around you, because not only do you now limit the exposure you have to this person, which in one way or another, maybe you do need in life. Maybe you are learning something from them. You need your coworkers. You have to work with them every day. They're your co-workers. You need your boss's approval in one way or another, right? Because then your life will be easier. It's not about going and being miserable wherever you are. It's about creating the best circumstances in every place that you can. So when you don't do that, when you don't put the work in to make sure that you can have good conversations and respond logically, you alienate yourself from other people. You self-isolate. Not only do those people now not want to be around you, talk to you, interact with you, cooperate with you, collaborate with you, but the other people around that see this, they pick up on this cue and they see you as the person that cannot have good communications with people, that cannot work with other people, that cannot deliberately be in a good place to actually progress together. So now you've limited your opportunities. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not just about being the lone wolf. I got news for you. The lone wolf dies. You need a pack. The pack survives. The pack hunts together. The pack lives together. The pack thrives together. The lone wolf out there in the wild by himself will starve. He will be hunted. He will die. He will starve. He won't make it. So when we come up with this mentality of I don't need anybody, or screw everyone, or this system is jacked up, or civilians this, or this or that, we are creating this image of ourselves to the world that we're putting out there. That we are not someone that's approachable. We are not someone that wants to progress together. We are not someone that can collaborate with. We are limiting our opportunities in life. Life doesn't get better by chance. Life gets better by putting the work in, by understanding the intricacies of society, by learning more about it, by integrating into society as a veteran, not just limiting your exposure to society, not by hanging out at the VFW every night and drinking your problems away, not by fighting your demons, which are actually your emotions, which you have to learn to face, not by avoiding the hard conversations. Your life gets better by doing the work. Reverse, right? Reverse it. If your life gets worse by limiting your exposure to good people, make sure you surround yourself with very, very good people. If your life gets worse by going to the VFW every night and drinking your problems away, make sure you participate in things that are not veteran only. Make sure you don't only surround yourself with alcohol. Do positive things in life. Join clubs. Do different things. Join a motorcycle club. Join jiu-jitsu. Join your coaching program. Do more. If your life gets worse by not having those hard conversations with the people that you need to have them with, have the hard conversation tactfully. Find a way to negotiate. Everything in life is a negotiation. Find a way to negotiate the conversation so the outcome is a win-win, because there is a win-win. Also, understand that you don't have to leave with all the money on the table. You don't have to be the one that wins in every situation. Leaving a little bit of meat on the bone shows the other person that you are not greedy. When another opportunity comes up, they're more likely to approach you because you're not that stiff negotiator that always wants to be right and always wants to win. You are creating a system where people will want to approach you. You're creating a system where people will want to spend more time with you. You're creating a system where people will see you as a colleague, as an associate, as a partner, as a friendly person, not as an angry veteran, not as the person that always wants everything, not as the person that has an ego, not as the person that's always towards finding a solution by fighting. You have to learn. You have to learn that at the end of the day, you create your environment. So if you want to reverse engineer the rest of your year, and we're going to talk about the next 3 months, what can you do to make sure that you have the best next 3 months ever? If we know that not working out is going to give you the worst year, then let's come up with a plan of working out consistently. Join a coaching program. You can join my coaching program if you'd like. My application is in my bio, and I can tell you more about it. I'm not going to speak on it now because that's not what we're here for. You can make sure you hold yourself accountable or have someone hold you accountable. You can make sure that you actually have a nutrition plan. You can make sure that you are actually following a calendar schedule. You can make sure that your finances are in order by not being a frivolous spender. You can make sure that you surround yourself with the proper people in life by hanging out with the people that want more from life. If your friends don't celebrate you, then they're not really your friends. If your friends and your family don't understand you, then maybe you're not communicating well enough. Understand that life is about making people a little uncomfortable. Understand that life is about you going out of your way to try and do more than everybody else. And that's fine. That's the way it should be. If you want to live that mediocre life, if you want to... Well, I'm going to try something new here. Nope, did not work. It went on top of my face. Anyway. All right, I'm trying to fix this. I'm sorry. I'm over here doing all these different things at once. Show display names. All right. Understand that if you want the better life for yourself, you have to surround yourself with the right people. And remember, you're going to make people uncomfortable. The people that are going to cheer you on when you start your journey, whether it's now, whether it's tomorrow, whether it was last week, they're going to cheer you on because you remind them of when they had dreams and aspirations, right? You remind them of when they wanted more from life. But the moment that you surpass them, the moment that you get to that point where they failed or they quit, you now become a point of jealousy for them. You now become a point of resentment because you have been able to accomplish what they couldn't do. Because they thought that there would be a point where you would fail And they'd be able to tell you, see, I told you, life is like that. You got to take it easy. You got to be more realistic. You got to slow down, kid. You want too much. You're working out too much. Says the live ended on Facebook. It did not. What would that look like? Type them below in the comments. What are some... So, all right, I'm not going to worry about the comment section. I'm going to just talk. So, when you make people uncomfortable, when they look at you and they realize that you did not fail when they did, it pushes their reality. It distorts it. It makes them question their reality. Why did they fail when you were able to succeed? Why? Because back in the day when they did fail, they blamed this or that. My wife, my job, my work, I don't have time. And that was their reality. But you were able to do it. Why? And trust me, most people are not going to be honest with themselves. Most people are not going to say it's because he had better discipline. He managed his time better. He wasn't a frivolous spender. You know what they're going to say? They're going to say, oh, he's lucky. He has it better. It must be nice. Damn right it's nice. You put in the work. They didn't. And that's all right. Let them run their mouths. Let them be uncomfortable. Let the snakes reveal themselves in the grass. That is when you strategically respond logically and start removing people like that from your life. Not reacting emotionally, not getting angry. And remember, when you meet someone, I'm going to go off on a bit of a tangent here, but when you meet someone, drop the ego and try and learn as much as you can about the person because you never know who you're talking to. Let them realize who you were or who you are later on and let them come out of it from a different point of view, right? All right, we've been on for 24 minutes. This was my first live. If you took anything away from this, do me a favor, drop a comment below, follow me on my socials, and if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, click on my bio, click on my link, or send me a DM, and I will get back to you swiftly, and we will schedule something. My one-on-one coaching is much more than just a fitness program. My clients can attest to this. We do mindset work. We do accountability. We do a lot of the work that is the magic pill. The work you're avoiding, that's the magic that you're looking for. I heard that on the Modern Wisdom podcast. Very amazing podcast. Chris Williamson said it. And that's it. We're going to wrap up for today. Thank you for joining me on my very first StreamYard Live. I think it went well. I don't know. I can't see the comments. If it went well, if you like what I said, please drop a comment below. Give me your biggest takeaway. And thank you for being here. Remember, if to envision the best year of your life, think about what the worst year would look like, make a list, and then reverse engineer it. The worst year for me would look like I don't follow my morning routines. I don't do my cold plunge. I don't eat healthy. I don't work on my business. Therefore, I will follow my cold plunges. I will eat very healthy. I will work out consistently, and I will make sure that I grow my business by also reverse engineering the business mindset. Take care, everybody. Have a beautiful Monday. I will see you guys next week. I'm going to try and do this at least once a week, probably twice now that I figured out this whole setup. Peace. Bye.